When we talk about ancient philosopher Plato, we think about a lot of different theories and ideas that he put forth. He was a student of Socrates. And one of the theories that he put out there was the allegory of the cave. It's something that we've probably heard about in passing, we might have studied in high school, and it's not always fully understood. The allegory of the cave is, well, it's an allegory. An allegory is a story in which the characters and the entire theme is hyperbole. It's much like scripture, much like nursery rhymes, everything in it stands for something else. So in the allegory of the cave, Plato describes a scenario in which men are shackled to chairs, and they are forced for their entire lives to just stare at a wall. So imagine just being shackled to a chair, a brace on your neck, you can't turn your head left or right, and you're just staring forward at a wall. What you don't know is that behind you is a raging fire. And in front of the fire are other men. And they are holding puppets and cutouts and that sort of thing. And they are using those to cast a shadow, using light from the fire. They're casting a shadow of, say, a person or a chair or a cat. And you're being told, looking at that shadow, well, that's a person, that's a chair, that's a cat. So as far as you know, that's an actual person, an actual chair, an actual cat. What Plato is getting at is, we are the people in the shackles. So as far as we know, that's reality. We've always been forced to stare at the shadows. We've never been able to turn around. We've never been able to look at actual reality. We just believe what we're being presented with. Well, in the story, somebody finally does break free from the shackles, turns around, sees the light. Well, of course, it takes a while to adjust, as naturally, if you've been living in the dark, it takes a while to adjust to the light. And this person sees reality, sees enlightenment. Plato believes enlightenment is the ability to perceive that which is real. He also didn't believe that very many people were capable of it. Plato was something of an elitist. But Plato describes this person attaining enlightenment. But when this person comes back and tells his fellow shackled prisoners, they don't believe him. What Plato is illustrating here is that we are not willing to open our minds, or we are incapable of opening our minds to see beyond the shadows. So let's try a little experiment here in the allegory of the cave. So let's imagine behind me there's a fire. It's getting hot in here. All right, so we have a fire behind me. So I'm going to be one of these puppeteers. So let's bring out my friend, Sister Marionette. Hello, Sister. Good to see you. This is Sister Marionette. She is my puppet. So I'm one of the puppeteers. So behind me is the fire, and I have Sister Marionette. She's happy to be here, always happy to be here. Yeah, she's a little quiet. She took a vow of silence, actually. But Sister helps me out with these kind of things. Yeah, she's very excited, okay. So Sister's here, and behind us is the fire. So here I am, and I'm hanging out with Sister, and we're kind of having this little silent conversation. So if you were in front of us, shackled and staring at nothing but a wall, what would you see? You'd see a shadow of Sister Marionette. And if someone told you, that's a nun, and you never saw anything but, I know, it'd be sad, wouldn't it? Yeah. You never saw anything but that shadow, you would believe that that shadow is a nun. You would never know that actually a nun is, well, right here. Well, no, all right, a puppet of a nun, but you get my point. All right, yeah. Okay, so eventually maybe you could turn around and see, wait a minute, that's not actually a nun, that's a puppet of a nun. Yeah. And then you'd start to see reality. Plato's saying we can't turn around and we can't actually see that reality. We only see the shadows that are being presented to us by the puppeteers. We only see what others want us to see. Is this still true in today's modern age? I think it is. Think of some examples. Think of some scenarios in which we only see what others show us, in which maybe we are unable or unwilling to see the light, to turn around and to see reality.